Hi everyone, a pretty quick review about the VF4 Plus. This is a pretty nice viewfinder. Actually, I like the viewfinder. The connection system here I don't like very much, but they do have different versions which have a different connection. So they have one specific for certain cameras, if I'm not mistaken, and they have ones with a different connection down here. So this is the universal one. So this one sort of, adjusts left and right and up and down and forward back so that it works with, as far as I know, all cameras, all DSLRs and mirrorless cameras. They've used these red things, which are just really low quality rubber. It looks nice, but it's not very grippy. And it's also too thick, so it's sort of springy. So just really bad quality rubber. I don't know why they're using it. Maybe just because of the looks, because, it fits their red style. But, so this connects here. You do need a tool to connect this. So like that, and I'm going to connect this as tight as I can without risking sort of breaking the camera or something, and that will still move out of position if I push it, and it is still a little bit sort of springy because of that thick rubber. So not great, but usable. So then that slides in right there, and you lock that in there. So this is your adjustment now for forward and back if needed. So that locks right there. You do need to tighten this quite a lot. And then once again, same thing with these, you can adjust this, left and right, and then up and down using this. And then once you've adjusted it to the correct place, then just lock it down, tighten it nicely. So nice and tight. You can set this up so that it doesn't wiggle too much. So there we go, that's now not wiggling too bad. It's got a little bit of a wiggle, but not too bad. And that's pretty much it, and then you're good to go. So it doesn't take very long to set up, and then once you're set up, you can quickly just, if you need to put this in the bag, or if you don't want to use the viewfinder for something, for certain shots, you can just quickly remove it, use the camera as normal, and then, you've got the quick release there if you've bought the one that works for you. If not, then you can attach another quick release on top of that. So this is the Manfrotto version, if I'm not mistaken, and they have an Arca Swiss one as well. The viewfinder itself is actually a pretty good build quality. I actually like it. It's a little bit on the plasticky side, but that's to be expected because they're trying to keep it lightweight. The hinge here feels pretty strong, but it does make a bit of noise. I assume you could oil that or something to get rid of that noise. But if I put this next to the microphone, you can hear that. Would definitely be distracting if that was happening on a shoot, especially something like a live event or something. So not ideal, but I'm guessing you probably fix that. Over here we've got this sort of angled opening so that you can reach a touchscreen if your camera has a touchscreen. And I actually quite like that shape. It sort of protects more from above, sort of, if you're using this as a bit of a hood in sunlight. The image looks good through here. The diopter adjustment seems to work. I don't wear glasses, so I don't know exactly how well that works. At one side, it does have a bit of vignetting. In the middle and on the other side, it doesn't. So then we have a nice eye cup here. I'm actually a really big fan of this eye cup. It's huge and really soft, and it has a nice sort of area at the edge that sort of touches your face. So it's a lot of surface area, so you can press your face up against this, and there's no areas that sort of feel uncomfortable on my face. So it just sort of really sort of squishes onto my face and holds there really nicely. A lot of surface area, so there's no pressure points. So very nice and comfortable. And I can just sort of squeeze my head into it if I want to. And the eye cup is removable, maybe a little too easy to remove, so you want to be careful you don't lose this, but if that's an issue, you could very easily put a, maybe a rubber band around there, or tie some string or something, some tape, maybe some gaffer tape, just to prevent the diopter from moving while you're, putting it in a bag or something, and also to prevent this from coming off and getting lost. Maybe if it got pulled like this, potentially it could come off and get lost. And it's not one of those viewfinders that gets really sort of filthy and disgusting very quickly. I quite like that. It's a nice rubber, very high quality, probably the best eye cup that I've seen. So I'm a big fan of that. Now here under the eye cup, we have this shutter to prevent sort of dust and dirt and scratches going onto that glass. It feels a little plasticky. I don't think this would last very long, but so far it seems to work fine. So my conclusion is overall, I like it, but I think the connection system here could be improved, especially those rubber things. Overall, I like it. It's very usable. So would I recommend this? Yes, I would, but I think the current price of $160 is a little too much, in my opinion. I think that this could be a product that's great if it was at a lower price point. I guess, that's up to you to decide whether this is worth that price for you. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Visit my channel for lots more awesome filmmaking and photography videos, like lighting techniques, DIY projects, behind the scenes tutorials, cameras, lenses, adapters, shoulder rigs, stabilizers, flashes, LEDs, microphones, bags, straps, studio backgrounds, tripods, float heads, sliders, multi-tools, and lots more cool stuff!